49ers 27, Bucks 14. Niners moved to 7-3, Bucks to fall to 4-6. This was the 4:05 start. This game was fast. Before you know it, it was halftime. But Bucks hung tough, but the Niners were just too good, man. Second straight week, this offense looked back to form. Brock Purdy, I don't know if you saw this, but Brock Purdy set a modern record or whatever for best passer rating over a 2-game stretch.
No,
because remember last week against the Jags, we said, hey, this may have been Brock Purdy's best game.
Yeah.
This is another game that was up there, right?
He had a perfect passer rating.
Perfect passer rating, 21 of 25 for 333, 3 touchdowns.
49ers quarterbacks with a perfect passer rating. The list now reads Joe Montana, Steve Young, Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Not necessarily in that order.
No, in fact, the Steve Young came first, ironically, in 1989.
Oh, before Montana's, huh? Interesting. So Purdy with the 158.3. Yeah, man. 13.3 yards per attempt.
Actually, I haven't checked whether Montana did it twice. That's just the last time Montana did it. So maybe he had a perfect passer rating previously to that.
Oh, maybe.
Did it before Steve Young. But he certainly, that season, 1989, had both of them having a perfect passer rating at one point.
So now I think we're getting to the point.
3 more big-time throws, by the way, for Purdy.
Yeah.
Remember that thing we sort of pointed out? None through the first 2 weeks and 2 last year. All of a sudden, he's creating like 2 or 3 a game.
So Deebo Samuel back, Trent Williams back, and everything is fixed for the 49ers. But yeah, one of the big-time throws hitting Brandon Ayuk on the deep ball. Ayuk turns it into a 76-yarder. You have Deebo Samuel with 3 catches for 63. George Kittle had a huge game. But, man, those playmakers were just open all day. Purdy did a great job hitting them. We're getting to the point now because, again, I believe PFF grade tells a story. And when Jimmy Garoppolo was grading at 72, 73, and averaging 8 yards per attempt, it was like, all right, that's Kyle Shanahan. I mean, just not even using PFF grade. You have one of the lowest average depths of target and one of the highest yards per attempt. Something's happened here out of the quarterback's control. But now, the last couple weeks in particular, you have Brock Purdy playing better, right? And this is what I think people wanted us to acknowledge a little while back. He's a 7th-round pick. He just completed his 17th start. He's just now played a full regular season of football. So was he just kind of like operating the offense and statistically getting elevated by everything around him? Sure. I think that was true. And now you have him taking a little better care of the football the last couple weeks. You have him making a few more big-time throws, and this is what can make the Niners all the more dangerous. You still have Kyle Shanahan. He's still scheming up a wide-open touchdown to Christian McCaffrey in the tight red zone. Great play. But now you have Brock Purdy adding some big-time throws to the mix, and this is what makes the Niners really scary.
Yeah, it's the combination. There was a 2-play sequence that I think perfectly encapsulates what this offense is. So it was a pass to George Kittle and then that touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk. So the Kittle pass is second and 9 from the 49ers 3-yard line, right? And they draw up a play that, and actually there's a third element to this as well, but they draw up a play where it's like fake outside zone run to the right. Kittle coming back across the formation is literally uncovered, wide open, complete coverage bust. He catches the ball at the 3-yard line, the line of scrimmage, and there's nobody within 10 yards of him. He gets whatever that is, 10, 15 yards of wide open space, runs into it. So that's a nothing throw from Brock Purdy, right? All he has to do, it's a one-read play. All he has to do is look up, see that there's literally nobody covering George Kittle, dump the ball off him. It's a throw you or I could make, and it's an easy first down on 2nd and 9, backed up by your own goal line. So that all the credit pie that we talk about, right? Giant slice of that pie to Kyle Shanahan, tiny sliver of it to Brock Purdy. Then you get the very next play, right, is the bomb to Ayuk, which is a dime. Like, that's not a particularly, like, nothing schematically has happened on that play to be like, oh, look at this wizardry from Shanahan. So Shanahan's piece of the pie shrinks way down, tiny sliver, and Brock Purdy shoots through the roof, giant chunk of the pie on the bomb to Ayuk, a big piece of the pie to Ayuk as well. And then obviously the other piece of the pie for all of these plays in this game is the Bucs defense was an absolute shit show. So, like, this is the thing with the 49ers. It's not one or the other. It's both of them either working together, which makes the play unstoppable, or like taking turns, right? On this play, you give me a cheat code offense play, and I'll just hit the easy thing and we'll pick up a first down. And then, hey, take this one off. I'm just going to fit a dime into a tight window and we'll score a touchdown this way. This is what makes the 49ers terrifying. It's that both of these things are now good. It's not one carrying the other anymore. They're both working in concert, and that's horrifying for everybody else.
In addition to the players running the plays, right? How many times was Brandon Ayuk open over the middle? Purdy's good timing, accuracy. There's, second window dig routes there. There's on time against man coverage. Purdy sees the middle of the field extremely well. So it is that combination of the way he's operating this offense and having all those playmakers. And when they're all together, man, it is scary and dangerous. And look, even Garoppolo didn't have a whole lot of everybody together last year between injuries, right? There was always somebody missing. And that happened during their 3-game losing streak. But they're all back now. If they stay healthy, see what the Niners can do here, man.
It's been a long time. I mentioned the Bucs defense being a shit show. It's been a long time since I've seen a defense have that many wide open, complete coverage busts. Like so many in this game. Brock Purdy played great.
It wasn't all Devin White.
Yeah,
it wasn't all just him.
Certainly, some of them. Brock Purdy played great. Kyle Shanahan's scheme was great, but this defense was a mess. Like Brock Purdy and Baker Mayfield were playing different sports yesterday, right? Baker Mayfield did not have the same picture or anything like it that Brock Purdy was dealing with at any point in the game. It seemed like every time Mayfield completed a pass, it was into like blanket tight coverage, and he just managed to get the ball into a tight window, and then sometimes didn't manage to get the ball into the tight window, threw it to the DB or whatever. But like almost every play Brock Purdy's hitting, the guy's open. Like it's a completely different world. Those numbers aren't in yet, but I would be fascinated in the average receiver separation number for either offense in this game.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I came out of the game thinking Baker Mayfield threw the ball. I'm going to sound like you and your C.J. Stroud analysis.
Just take out the bad plays.
But even like when he threw it to the defense. Now, you take out the bad plays. When Baker Mayfield threw the ball, it was hard and accurate. Couple of times, the defender was in the way. But overall, he threw the ball extremely accurate, right? Because like you said, it's like I got to hit this precision deep out to Mike Evans. I have to hit these precision passes on 3rd and 10 and 2nd and 10. And he hit a bunch of them. The grade's not going to be great because he fumbled early he should have had probably 3 picks, some of the passes that he threw. And they were bad too, like in the end zone and what have you. But there were also a couple of really nice passes from Mayfield. But the Niners defense too, right? They've been much better than they were after they got torched for 2 straight weeks between the Vikings and the Bengals.
So Baker Mayfield is like just the Scooby-Doo thing, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling linebackers.
Yeah. A few linebackers and safeties weren't there trying to catch my passes. It would have looked much better. So yeah, I was actually kind of impressed by Mayfield. I was kind of impressed by the Bucs now. I don't know. Just hanging tough, right? They hung in there as much as they could. This was all, by the way, really quick, the first time the Bucs offensive line has really been wrecked this year. They had held up really well. I was just complimenting T-Rex, Luke Gedeke, and his short arms at right tackle, having his worst game in this one. They had their issues up front. Even Tristan Wirfs, now he had a bad ankle. He ends up giving a sack, but they gave up some pressure yesterday.
Yeah, when you factor in like how badly beaten in several different areas they were, it's actually remarkable that this game was in any way close whatsoever. Like the difference in wide open receivers that the quarterbacks had, the fact that the 49ers pass rush was absolutely destroying that Tampa Bay offensive line. Like it shouldn't have been even vaguely close, and they were at least able to hang tough for most of the game.
I'm with you on this enigma that is Vita Vea too, right? Like every time I look up while watching the game, I'm like, Vita Vea has just deposited somebody 7.5 yards into the backfield, and he'll end up with a 68 grade or whatever. It's like, why are you not grading at 98?
Yeah.
When I feel like you just move people whenever you want.
I don't understand. If you can make it look that easy in any play ever, why are you not able to do that more than twice a game?
I don't know, man.
I genuinely don't understand why he's not more dominant than he is. Like, I honestly don't. I can't even come up with a suggestion that makes any damn sense. Like, it can't be a workload thing. He doesn't play that much. Like, what the hell is it?
From a Tampa Bay perspective, they moved to 4-6, but there's upcoming schedule. Like, there's a lot of opportunities here. At the Colts, home against the Panthers, at the Falcons, at the Packers. So that's 3 out of 4 of their road games, but obviously all winnable. The best record that they're playing there is the 5-5 Colts. Still have the Panthers twice on the schedule. Bucs are 4-6, but like everyone else in the NFC South, there are opportunities to still make some noise in that division. For the Niners, pass rush is outstanding. Defense is back on track. Offense is back on track. So this next third of the season is looking good for the Niners after the second third or whatever you want to look at. Quarter wasn't so hot for them.
Mm-hmm.